Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya
Jaya
Jaya
Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Sita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya
Nityananda.
Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Sita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya
Nityananda.
Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura
श्री
Bhakta
चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 3, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in the house of Advaita Acharya. Uh, so we were discussing about Mahaprabhu's, those two desires. Uh, One is he wants to be with the devotees. He doesn't want to give up on the devotees. He doesn't want to give up on his mother. And the second thing is he should also be following sannyas dharma. So he offered it to the devotees. He put it in front of the devotee. Now you make an arrangement so that both conditions will be fulfilled. So the devotees went to Sachimata. Sachimata, she said, one highlighting point is, she says that yes, I'm very happy if Nimai stays with me. That would be my greatest happiness. But if people pointed fingers at Nimai for not being a good sannyasi, that would be the source of my greatest unhappiness. So then, what is the solution she came up with? She said that uh, if Nimai stayed in Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, that will actually solve this problem. It will fulfill both the conditions. How? Nilachal or Jagannath Puri is like Nilachal and Navadvip. Jagannath Puri and Navadvip are like two rooms in a house. So in one house, people are always going to different rooms. You go to kitchen and you go to your bedroom and you go to the living room, right? So you're always moving in the rooms. So it is still part of the same house. So there is no question of isolation and separation and seclusion, right? That is there. This is like Achintya, isn't it? Achintya Veda Veda, like that. So but at the same time, you can have your privacy. If you have a separate room, when you want to do some serious study, and there is so many people in the house, let's say, right? There's so much commotion going on. There's a party in the house, and you want to do some serious study. Although you're in the same house, you can go to your room, you can close the door, and you can do your studies. Is it not? It is possible, right? So this actually gives the opportunity to fulfill both conditions. You are in the same house, but there are two rooms. There are different rooms, two separate rooms. So then that way you will also know what's going on. You can also connect. When you feel like connecting, you can connect with everyone. But at the same time, you can stay aloof also. So Mahaprabhu, if he is in Jagannath Puri, he can maintain his sannyas dharma very strictly because he's not staying in his birthplace and he's not staying in at home with his relatives. He's staying in a different city. Then how the other condition is fulfilled? Devotees can always go because there's always devotees going. So this is again here also there's two within the Lord wanting to be with devotees. There's two conditions. One is with the devotees and the other is with Sachimata. But Sachimata is a mother. Sannyasi cannot go and see his mother. But she's sat. So first thing is the devotees can always go to Nilachal and they will see Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu will see them. And also Mahaprabhu can come to take bath in Ganga. And when he comes, then also he can meet the devotees in Navadvip. So that is satisfied. They will be with Mahaprabhu. And as far as Sachimata, if devotees, because they're always going back and forth from Jagannath Puri to Navadvip, she will get news of what's going on with Nimai. Oh, now he's this and that. He went to this place or he did this, he said that. So that will give her life. News about Nimai will give her life. So she's satisfied. But just look at the sacrifice of Sachimata. She says that I'm not thinking about, so she said, what's her greatest happiness, what's her greatest sorrow, unhappiness. But I'm not concerned about my happiness or my sorrow. I'm only concerned about Nimai's happiness. And his happiness is my happiness. And this is actually the Vedic statement. This is the natural condition of the living entity. My happiness should be, if my happiness is in the Lord's happiness or is in the pleasure of the Lord, is in the satisfaction of the Lord, if that's my only happiness, if I don't have any happiness other than the Lord's happiness, then I'm actually situated in my natural constitutional position. And that is the standard of pure unalloyed devotional service, which Sachimata was manifesting. And all the devotees, they were they immediately offered obeisances to Sachimata and they said, your statement is Veda's statement, right? And also, Veda's statement means what? A Vedic statement cannot be ignored. Vedic statement cannot be, uh, just put on the side that, oh, we can deal with it later. It's not secondary. Vedic statement is the authority, no matter what the Vedas say. It may or may not go into your head. According to your logic, it may not make sense. But if it is a Vedic statement, you must accept it. So Sachimata's order that Mahaprabhu should go to Nilachal, that is like a Vedic statement. It will happen. It should happen. Why? Because of her bhava behind that. Right? She's only concerned about the Lord's pleasure. She's not concerned about her pleasure, which is actually a Vedic statement. So now Sachimata is saying that, so the devotees are saying, your statement, it cannot be neglected. So that your will be done like that. And then we'll see what happened after that. Yeah, so after they heard, see, 86. After hearing Sachimata, all the devotees offered her prayers and assured her that her order, like a Vedic injunction, could not be violated. All the devotees then went and told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when the Lord heard the decision of Sachimata, he became very pleased. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered respects to all the devotees who had come from Navadvip as well as from other towns, and he began to speak to the devotees. Yeah. So the Lord also said that, so after this, okay, so this is decided. I'm going to stay in Puri. And he's very pleased with this decision. Then gathered everyone who had come from various villages, and especially all the devotees that came from Navadvip. He called all them together and he said, Sannyasi asks for alms, isn't it? And besides, earlier we saw the Brahmana devotees, they also were thinking, we want to give some alms to Mahaprabhu. Here, Mahaprabhu is personally begging from everyone, I want all of you to give me alms. I'm asking for one charity. Imagine if Mahaprabhu asked you, right? Priyanka Mataji, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I want to ask you for a donation if he comes. How would you feel? Whatever is with me, whatever it is that you want, you take it, isn't it? So Mahaprabhu gathered all the devotees and he said, um, I'm asking all of you for one charity. Please give me this charity. What is that charity? From here, all of you go back to your homes and always you chant Krishna's names, his qualities, his glories. You hear about Krishna's qualities, Krishna's glories, Krishna's names, his pastimes, his form. You hear, you chant, and you worship Krishna. Bas. You do only these three activities. Hear about Krishna, chant Krishna's glories, and you worship Krishna. This should be the prime business of your life, and everything else should become secondary. All other things, maintaining your body, eating, sleeping, and shopping, and everything else, just to get by, whatever minimum needs to be done, just do that. But the main activity of my life should be hear about Krishna, chant Krishna's names, and worship Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is personally asking everyone. He said, I'm asking you all for this bhiksha. Can you give me this bhiksha? So if Mahaprabhu asked us, can we give him that bhiksha? So Mahaprabhu is saying, he gathered everyone and he said, he requested them all to return home and begin chanting the holy name congregationally. He also requested them to worship Krishna, chant his holy name, and discuss his holy pastimes. So that's where we stopped yesterday. We have to read the purport. Ghare Ghare Jaya Koro Sada Krishna Sankirtan. Sankirtan, as soon as you say Sankirtan, it's not individual Kirtan. You have to gather at least one other person come together. That is Sankirtan. Sankirtan means more than one, and it can be any number. Kirtan can be one. Japa, Kirtan can be one person singing or chanting or speaking. But Sankirtan means it has to be a congregation. So after you go home, always you do Krishna Sankirtan. So you gather someone else. Family, just gather your family members, your children, your husband, your wives, your parents, right, neighbors, friends, whoever. Gather devotees and do Sankirtan. And what do you do in Sankirtan? Sankirtan of Krishna Nam, Krishna Katha, Krishna Aradhana. And also, yes, you do Sankirtan of Krishna's names and Krishna Katha. And then you worship Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested them all to return home and begin chanting the holy name congregationally. He also requested them to worship Krishna, chant his holy name, and discuss his holy pastime. So you do Sankirtan, plus you also chant, hear, discuss. So hear and discuss, Shravanam Kirtanam, right? You hear and then you repeat. So what is the best way to speak? I heard this once from His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj's Bhagavatam class several years ago. So Maharaj said, if you want to be a preacher, if you want to speak, what do you have to do? You just have to read or hear, he said, right? Either hear or read. And then whatever you hear, whatever you read, you repeat. Then you're a preacher. That's all. So we all have Srila Prabhupada's books. So you read. And then when you read, The perfection, when you actually get into reading and you actually start, you get into it actually, then the natural consequence is whatever you have read, you must share it with someone. You cannot stay without sharing it. Automatically, hearing, perfection of hearing is chanting. If you hear properly, you will speak. You will speak. So, if you want to be a preacher, and why you want to be a preacher? Because Mahaprabhu wants it. Mahaprabhu wants it. He's saying, you do Krishna Katha. So yes, you can help others, but you, by going and sit, someone else is speaking, you go and sit with them. This is also said in Srimad Bhagavatam. I think in the first canto, 5th chapter, right? So, what is the nature of these devotees? They take great pleasure in hearing. So, if there is someone speaking, then they're very happy to go and hear. That's the best. Like it's a delight for them to go and hear. There's some Krishna Katha. Somebody is speaking about Krishna Katha. Let me hear. Let's say there's nobody to speak. Like everybody is like a new person there and they don't know anything about Krishna Katha. They're just sitting there. Then this devotee, because there's no speaker, he will speak. He will speak. Right? So he will hear when there is a speaker. When there is no speaker, then he will speak. And let's say there's nobody to hear also. Sometimes you're alone, right? So there's nobody to speak from whom you can hear, and there is nobody who is wanting to hear. There's no audience there, so you cannot speak. Then what he will do? Shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadhavaha. That verse. Shrinvanti gayanti grinanti. Grinanti means he repeats again and again. That means he'll do this activity again and again. And also grinanti means uh, within himself. If nobody else is there, then within himself. He is, like going over it again and again, whatever he has heard or whatever he has spoken. So this is the activity of a devotee, right? So why? Because Mahaprabhu wants it. Then we will please Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested them all to return home and begin chanting the holy name congregationally. That is a must. Chanting the holy name congregationally. He also requested them to worship Krishna, right? Worship Krishna, perform arati, offer bhoga to Krishna, clean Krishna's place nicely, go and bow down in front of Krishna. That's also worshipping Krishna, offering pranams whenever you come in front of Krishna, like that. Pray to Krishna, vandanam. That's also worship of the deity. You go in front of Krishna, you offer obeisances, and you offer your heartfelt prayers to Krishna, right? You glorify Krishna, you express your gratitude to Krishna, you thank Krishna, and you ask Krishna to help you in your progress of Krishna consciousness, like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he requested that you should worship Krishna, you should chant his holy name, and you should also discuss his holy pastimes. Purport. The cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Hare Krishna movement, is very nicely explained by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu authoritatively. Who's speaking? The highest authority, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, right? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the highest authority. He is explaining about this Hare Krishna movement. What are the activities of the Hare Krishna movement? It is not that everyone has to take sannyas like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Do you ever see where Mahaprabhu says, all of you leave home and take sannyas? Never. That's not a general rule, general instruction for everyone. Just leave home and take sannyas. That's when you will be purified. No, it's not said like that. It is not that everyone has to take sannyas like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone can execute the cult of Krishna consciousness at home. But what is required is physically giving up family, physically giving up duties in this world. That is not required. But that attachment in the heart, right, towards aham mameti, right? Mama, this is mine. First of all, aham means I am this body, this is my identity. And mama means these are my people, this is my property, this is my accomplishment, so on and so forth. That has to be given up. And that can be given up even while you are in this world. It can be, it's not that you have to give up your particular situation externally. What is required is the purification of the heart. So it is not that everyone has to take sannyas like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone can execute the cult of Krishna consciousness at home as ordered by the Lord. Then what do we do at home? We, at the same time, we are not expected to be grihamedis, where the center of our family is how to eat nicely, how to get better furniture, a better improved facility to live comfortably, right? Better health facilities and better this and better that, higher education. That's not the goal of grihastha ashram. That is a grihamedi, because the goal of all these activities is sense gratification. More and more better comforts means sense gratification is the goal. That is also not wanted. So you stay at home, no need to give up home. But what should be the activity at home? What Mahaprabhu is saying here. That should be the activity at home. Like the other day, Aditi Lata Mataji was saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he came home, he saw that his house is transformed into Vaikuntha. Why? Because of the activities that are done in that home. What are those activities? Here. Yeah, everyone can congregationally chant the holy name of Krishna. The family members come together and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One can also discuss the subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, like we are doing, right? You can do. Just come together with at least one other person or maybe two other people, come together and you discuss Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And install deities of Radha Krishna or Gaur Nitai or both and worship them very carefully in one's own home. Please pay attention to this very carefully also. Not that you just get the deities at home and then they become toys. That's not required. But you should worship them very carefully in your home. Then your house will be transformed into a temple. It is not that we have to open different centers all over the world. Whoever cares for the Krishna consciousness movement can install deities at home and under superior guidance. So you have to follow, right? Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina. So you have to follow Pancharatri Vidhi and Shruti Smriti Purana's guidance, right? How do you know what is the guidance of scriptures? Coming through the parampara. So under superior guidance, they should install deities at home, worship the deity regularly, chanting the Maha Mantra and discussing the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Do these three things. Worship deities regularly at home. If you don't have deities, okay, picture. Regularly you worship, right, at a certain time, preferably. You offer arti, offer bhoga, and you do Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, you read. If you're not able to discuss, at least sit in front of the deity and read, or sit with another person and read, and chant and perform kirtan. We are actually teaching in our classes how to go about this. Yeah, how to actually do this, we are teaching in our classes, Srila Prabhupada is saying. One who feels that he is not yet ready to live in a temple or undergo strict regulative principles in the temple, especially householders who live with a wife and children, can start a center at home by installing the deity, worshipping the Lord morning and evening, chanting Hare Krishna, and discussing the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone can do this at home without difficulty, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all the devotees present there to do this, right? This is not a personal instruction to any one person. It is a personal instruction, but it is a personal instruction to each and every devotee, right? This is an instruction to each and every devotee coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that you should chant, you should discuss Krishna Katha, Krishna's holy names, chant Krishna's holy names, discuss Krishna Katha, worship the deity, and also you do Sankirtan. So Srila Prabhupada has given us a practical program. So if you, when we start, first when we begin, we get connected to the temple and we attend the temple programs. That's why Srila Prabhupada kept it very simple, because it can be practiced by anyone, right? The morning program, Gurvashtakam, sing Gurvashtakam in the morning, Nishingarti, sing. If you are not able to do full Arti paraphernalia, at least sing. and show whatever items you have. You may not have all the items to offer, but to start with, to begin with, the nature of Krishna consciousness is it expands. You start small and it just starts growing, right? Before you know, you'll be doing everything. So start, right? Morning program means Gurvashtakam, sing, Nishingarti, if you, then Tulsi Arti, then chant Shikshashtakam, the 10 offenses to be avoided, and chant your japa, 16 rounds, like that, morning program. And then Guru Puja, you can sing, and then Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam, finished. Your morning program business is done. And if you're doing at home, it won't even take that long like it takes in the temple. It won't take that long. It's, you can do your 16 rounds also, and then, Bhagavatam reading also. You cook your breakfast, offer to Krishna, morning program done. Then evening program, after your work and everything is over, again, winding up in the evening, read Bhagavad Gita, maybe show, incense, or if you're able to do Aarti, fine. And again, do some Sankirtan, sing, and then sit and read Bhagavad Gita. And at night before going to bed, read Krishna book. Bas. You are pleasing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when you do this, you're doing it with others, right? Whoever else is there with you. So that becomes Sankirtan. You're doing it together with others. So if we do this, we are pleasing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'll stop here. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We'll continue tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare